Welcome to Refuel with Reverend Johnson and Reverend Rob. What's up, guys? Hey, everybody. It's so good that you all are joining us on Friday at 7 p.m. Whoa!
We're back.
We're back. It's so good to be back with you all. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello. It's Friday. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, too. What's up, Johnson?
What's up, Robinson? How are you?
Like, come on, get online and share this with people. We got an exciting evening for ready for tonight.
Let's talk about that. Hello. How are you?
I'm so good.
It's Pastor on the screen.
Look.
I want the world to know, got to let it show.
No? You know dance, Sean?
Yeah, I got too much heat from you the last time about my dance, so I don't have the energy to fight with y'all tonight. So I am going to just be a fly on the wall. How about that?
Well, we know you're not going to be on a fly on the wall, but okay, if that's how you want to start out, fine. Hey, Sister Trotter, good to see you. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
Wake up like you're a dragon. We're going to start this over, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I want the world to know. Got to see. I can't even get it. I can't. Good. Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you all are doing well.
Together.
Why are you so high in your chair? There we
Is
go.
this better?
That is so much better.
You need a better desk.
I'm not quite sure if it's my desk or if it's just your chair is so high.
Thank you, Pastor, for my chair. I appreciate it. It allows me to. He gave me the recommendation.
Oh, did you share the recommendation with the rest of the people?
No one asked. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Refuel. I'm Carla Johnson, better known as
You know who you are? No, joking.
Reverend Johnson, better known as No. How are you doing? How was your week?
Busy. I was so crazy busy. Was on work travel this week. So yeah, I was up and hey, Tequila, it's good to see you. Hey, Loretta, sorry I didn't get a chance to connect. I was so busy this week. We got into DC late Monday and Tuesday we worked, and Wednesday we drove to West Virginia, and Thursday came back to DC, and Friday flew back home. So I literally need another nap. Like, it's interesting. It's a 1 hour time difference, but let me tell you, like I can do 12 hours, I could do 8 hours, I could do 6 hours, I can even do 3 hours. But a 1 hour time difference. What's up, Caroline? I miss you. Caroline know about them time zones. We used to travel all the way around the world together. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
It was so good to see you, by the way.
I'm good.
Hey, put my hands
It was
on
really good to see you.
you. Was all
It
mad.
was good to see you.
I was trying to get you to take your mask off, but you were like not having it. I am tired, Loretta. I'm a working man. I am tired. Very, very tired.
Yeah, so it was good to see you and spend some time with you and not have to share you with all of your fans.
You're so rude. And disrespectful for that.
But it was good. So what else is going on? What's going on in the world?
Oh, you jumped right to the that's what's up. So yeah, I mean, apparently, what's going on in Baltimore? Maybe that's the question.
So so Baltimore's opening up. Hey, Pastor, we love you too. Baltimore's opening up.
Yeah.
And
hey, Kyle, what do you mean opening up?
Kyle, this was Kyle. This was my birthday present from Kyle.
Oh wow!
So thank you, Kyle.
Thank you for another cat that she can't touch. How about that? Wait a minute. Tell me about what do you mean y'all just opening up?
So I'm saying like this. So the state of emergency is ending soon, if it hasn't already. I don't know. But anyway, it's opening back up. It's getting warmer outside. My point is to the topic that we were going to talk about today is there was a fatal shooting in West Baltimore, and the mayor and city officials participated in a neighborhood walk. And so so we know crime goes up, right? And last week, I think it was whenever the holiday was, Ashton and I were talking, and we were like, we hope those firecrackers, because all we heard were for hours is just boom, 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 boom. So, but this particular incident that Baltimore, the vice president of the Highland Association, she talked about the walk, and she said because she wanted to see greater accountability from officials and less rhetoric, she commended the mayor and the other city officials who actually participated, and they showed up. And of course, press was there, but she said Black neighborhoods matter, and they don't just matter when someone's shot. And she wants to see this change in her lifetime. And she was just appreciative that she experienced this camaraderie from city officials to this neighborhood during such a trying time. So she stated, she talked about a little bit of frustration that she was feeling about city officials for, they'll go on, they'll talk about the numbers. But she appreciated the sentiment. I walked away from the article. She appreciated them showing up during this time.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So we all know that.
Tequila, you make a really good point. Yeah.
They are so focused on Fells Point, but we have these issues forever. Yeah, I hear that. That's interesting. I will make a note, and this is outside of the realm of what you all are talking about. They show up and still do nothing. I'm assuming you mean the politicians?
Yeah. Okay. So before we jump to that next point, Tequila, I'd like to talk a little bit more about that. So and brief Sean as he's abandoning us from the DMV area. We got to keep him.
Wait, anyway. Why does it have to be a? How about I chose a different path to better myself? How about that? Not a bad.
Yeah. I like my version better. So anyway, so Fells Point.
Such a spoiled brat.
This I think it was the last couple of weekends. There was a lot of violence down there, and even the Fells Point.
Where Fells Point?
Fells Point, yeah, and it like went viral. Even the Fells Point area, yeah, they.
I always thought that area was too congested. Like I felt like everything was too tight. Like I guess for me, living in a city where stuff can pop off at any time, like you can't run nowhere, you can't hide nowhere, you can't.
Unless you're willing to take a dip in the harbor
or get under a car. Well,
right.
I mean, it seems like everything, and I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but I just feel like it was just always so tight. So I'm not surprised that they had a bunch of drama down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is another expensive area to live at. That and Pigstown.
Yeah, and they're so with all the not renovations, but building up down there, it's just getting more and more expensive. And then a couple of weeks ago, the governor, this may be more than a couple of weeks ago, but the governor has stated that they are that they are sending state employees back downtown. So I don't know where, but moving them from where they are around the city and driving them downtown.
I'm so tired of y'all ganging up on me.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you.
All y'all can kick rocks, eat salt, and
we will. And we'll still talk about you while we're doing all those things.
I am fine about that. Hey, by the way, it's Father's Day on Sunday, June the 20th. So shout out to all of those who have represented, stood in, and participating, identify as fathers. Shout out to all of you out there that continue to step in and just be that influencer so that kids can be all that they can be. So happy Father's Day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So coming up with that, I know for the tennis fans out there, so two things I was going to name. One is while I was in DC, I did not see not one cicada roll around anywhere. Just trying to name that. So I don't know what y'all have been going through or what y'all have been freaking out about, but I have not seen anything. So
okay.
I don't know what that means for those people. I don't know if you're overreacting. I don't know, but you know, I haven't seen nothing. And speaking of, so I did get an opportunity. One of my buddy Walter, shout out to Walter Winston for coming to pick me up in my hotel and taking me out to play some tennis. I actually brought my tennis rackets with me for a match that was gruesome, and I struggled because I haven't been playing with people with that much pace. So I've been playing with Alabamians. No, I went to Bowie, Maryland, actually. So I'm gonna get on Sheila too, because she actually went to Atlanta for 4 months because of the cicadas. She lives in Bowie. Nonetheless, yeah. So speaking of tennis, which I had a great time. Rafael Nadal and Naomi Osaka has pulled out of the Wimbledon, which is one of the biggest tennis draws for tennis throughout the years. So one is naming, for personal reasons in terms of her mental health, which I think is so important. Everyone has heard me talk about that often. Rafael is pulling out because he says that he needs to not play at that high level. I interpret it to mean I just played the French Open, won all these sets and didn't win, which is not normal for him in the clay court. So he usually tears up the clay court, but he lost against Tsitsipas. So I'm really sad about that, because what he's saying is, in order to operate at the level that I am, I sometimes have to pull back. And I can't participate in everything so that I can be at that high level, which is what he likes to play at. So he did go a lot of sets in some of his matches. So I just played one time and I was fatigued like 3 days. So I can only imagine what that looks like on a professional level.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so again, to Naomi, it pinpoints from being able and aware of your mental health, and then for Rafael, I guess it would be the physical health, right? And so,
absolutely. I mean, you think about it. I mean, yeah, like how do you continue? I mean, that's how you stay healthy. Actually, I mean, you can't operate at such that type of level of playing consistency. Many players that operate, if you notice the top 5, right? Take the top 5. A couple of them are pretty up there in age. And so they cannot play at every match like the younger people can do who are younger in their career. Maybe I should say that.
So are you saying that if I play tennis, I would play better than you because I'm younger and you're older?
So here's the beauty. So because here's where wisdom and experience come in at. Because see, first of all, you ain't even conditioned to run around the court that long. Number 2, you would trip over your feet. And you have no eye coordination and hand coordination. So if we just start out with those 3, it'll be an epic fail. How about that? I wouldn't even have to move in order to do anything. So it would be just an epic fail. So, but nonetheless, just want to send them some love. Again, Osaka is kind of like becoming this huge, big, I'm always researching and looking and trying to read up on her, because I think it was powerful for this young black woman, black Asian woman, to decide that I need to pull back, because what's going on in that industry is causing me some grief. So shout outs to her and all that. Leave my clumsy Carla. You know what? Everybody wants to take Carla's sides. All y'all, again, I appreciate you, Pastor, saying you would come pick me up. He said he didn't know I was in town, but I could have swore I told all y'all. But yeah,
I'm just saying, somebody ain't show up on Sunday, so we ain't get the last minute details about his travel.
That's because the brother was tired. How about that? How about I was just tired? Can you like Rafael Nadal says, sometimes you just gotta back out in order to operate at your full.
We'll go with that this time. Hey John, good to see you.
Hey John, you did not.
Okay.
So, what's up, Christopher LaShawn? Christopher LaShawn is actually, this is a perfect segue, is actually performing for one of the Juneteenth celebrations tomorrow. I'm so excited. Not only am I excited that he's performing, he is Huntsville's Prince of R&B out here. I've coined that. I've been naming that every time I introduce him on stage. But I am interested in knowing his song choices for tomorrow. Okay. And so if anybody who sits under Dr. Jamie Washington, music in any event has to be all about the occasion. There has to be a story. There has to be, it has to be referenced. The song has to match what's going on in the spirit. So I'm so excited. So obviously, it's actually kind of like spilled into my soul, because every time I go to a concert now, I'm like, that song sounds so disjointed. It don't even go with especially when I'm not for Christopher, but look, he's talking about some absolutely. So when I go to other performances and I'm just sitting back and I'm just like, what? That song don't even connect. Like, what were they trying to do there? So shout outs for Christopher LaShawn, who will be out there doing his thing. I'm so interested and seeing what you want to do.
Christopher, it was good to see your face on the FaceTime yesterday, even though Uncle Sean couldn't figure out how to hear you and see you at the same time. But, we'll leave him alone for that.
You're such a hater. You are a bona fide. First of all, you bald-headed and you're a hater. That's what I'm going to start using Alabamian language. You bald-headed and you're a hater.
Anyway, we got a guest coming on tonight. We're excited to get to. Let's move right along. Ashton and Ian in the chat. He ain't keeping us on target today.
So what do you think about this new holiday?
So as I shared, see Chris, get him. So I had to work today. Like, congratulations. I'm excited for what this means for it to be a federal holiday. I did not do any research. Don't tell my wife. The last time there was a federal holiday, I am certain that I will. I am certain that Ashton didn't get off either. So Ashton is even a federal employee and did not get off. So, when it started coming down to the private sector, then talk to me. No,
but does any holiday come down to the private sector? I mean, think about it. I mean, what holiday actually does that? I mean, here's a holiday.
I need that to be in the bill.
But
Sean was 25 then, Pastor. I need that to be in the bill. Like, that was the last holiday. MLK was the last federal holiday that was changed. That's crazy. So I'm happy.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm happy that it passed, and I believe that it was unanimous from both sides, right? I've seen a lot of commentary on LinkedIn, and I went to LinkedIn particularly to see some feedback about this, right? And so I got interesting. 14 senators were against it. Thank you, Ashton, for keeping me on.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, there were some people that opposed it. But
So he's saying 14 in the House were against it. Okay, so I'm happy for the achievement, the push. I think it is heart-wrenching that this was the precipice from all of the stuff that has happened over the last couple of years, but happy about it, right? And then all of the awareness around Juneteenth. So again, I went to LinkedIn because this is the first year that I've seen so much talk about Juneteenth on that particular platform. And so, I've seen some stuff where, Republicans just voted for another day off. Democrats can rejoice for this victory. But I'm happy that it is a bill. It's something that will go on, and this it's being recognized. And I hope that people. What I encouraged my company my hope for my company was, this is how I shared it with them, is that they spend this week learning, and we had posts all week from our ERG for Black leaders. And so we spent this week sharing posts about Juneteenth. And so my hope is tomorrow that people will go into this day aware and celebrating a new way.
I so appreciate you naming that. That's exactly where I had stood at yesterday. I actually
after talking to you yesterday, you made me feel bad for the way I said it.
say it again.
I said I got more clarity after our
Oh
conversation.
yeah, clearly, because you didn't. This was not the way the conversation went last night. And I'm glad that you have been. You've kind of got enlightened, so you glad you disappeared. But that's exactly where I was the day on Thursday. I was talking to a white colleague, and I was sharing. They were saying, "Hey, let's go out on Saturday." I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to celebrate with you all because I'll be celebrating Juneteenth." And so he said, I was like, so he came back and says, "Hey, I'm really embarrassed because I didn't know anything about this." And so I know that there are so many people out there saying that this isn't enough, right? This is not enough. That's what people are saying. What about this, and this, and that, and what happened then, and what's going on? Totally understand it. Yeah. And tomorrow I will be in celebration for just being aware of and knowing that more people will become more aware of what happened. Yes. Right? So this is an opportunity for people, because yes, it's not written in the books. It's not written taught in school. Totally understand. Right. History, right?
Right. And that's why mediums are like, that's why it's important for other mediums to be available. It's important to talk about this.
That's right.
It's important, even though I gripe about the homework that Joy gives me, I'm better because of it.
Right. We all are. But I mean, it's an Independence Day. I mean, and so when these other holidays come around and people are like, "I'm not celebrating that. That's not when I'm not." Like, here's an opportunity for you to celebrate something that is an impact to our community. And however that impact shows up, like, let's just celebrate. So tomorrow I'll be hanging out at one of the festivals and just making people, just loving on the people. I am excited. And I hope that Texas will do something big as well. Considering, and I heard a comment the other day that says that it's not even usually a festival is not really even popular in Texas.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now that person could have been just talking smoke. I don't know. I'm not from Texas, or live in Texas. So if anybody out there from Texas or have family in Texas, I'm interested to know what they're going to be popping off tomorrow. So not because of any judgment or anything, but I'm just curious, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does Baltimore have anything going on? Because there's like 20 events going on in Huntsville. But don't poop on the labor to get to this point. There's more. Exactly. That's right, Pastor. That's right.
So tomorrow, thank you, Ashton. I was going to bring this up. So tomorrow, our youth and young adult ministry will be connecting with our young people, and at noon they'll be doing a virtual scavenger hunt. And from 1 to 1:45, they're going to have a segment for 16 and up to be how to be an entrepreneur. And then from 2 to 2:45, the 15 through 19-year-old young folks are going to come together and talk about parents. And so if you're watching tonight and you have young people that fall in any of these age categories, we invite you to that Zoom link right there, 768-931-82556. Jump on Zoom, come and be a part of what Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore Young Adult Ministry has going on.
Love it. That's good to hear.
Cool. Good. So,
hey, Johnson, let's talk about what's the meme of the. I'm curious to know what the memes are for the week.
Yeah. So we'll go right into it.
Did you know? I can't. My girl looks so cute off guard. Probably texting Annie to see if she's okay. Walk us through this, because the only thing I noticed is that this looks like Michael Jackson.
My nanny puts on Michael Jackson every day for the little guys. And it's that, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You've been hit by a smooth criminal? I hate that I gotta.
Yeah.
Ashton,
I knew it was Michael Jackson, but I didn't get. Did y'all get that? Put in a text if you got it, because I surely didn't get it. Ashton, what's next?
I'm not even gonna get excited. Ashton laughs off.
Just change my Facebook name to no one, so when I see stupid posts, I can click on it and it'll say no one likes it. Okay, that's cute. That's cute.
Ashton, thank you so very much for all the memes that we share throughout the week. This is often where I get my content. At least Ashton will laugh initially. I can.
How do you know Ashton's laughing? How do you know?
Because we've already shared all these memes already with each other.
Right, but you've been online, so it's not like you can tell if he's really laughing, right?
Ashton,
Okay, what's next, Ashton? I know he's probably cussing me out right now. Yes. Job interview. What are your strengths? Me, I fall in love easily. Okay, what are your weaknesses? First of all, I'm mad that you keep using the baby Yoda.
I have been in the TikTok hole of Baby Yoda. So this is where a lot of this is coming from. I think that may be it. Yes. Thank you, Ashton. Thank you, Sean, for indulging me. Thank you, everybody, for indulging me. What's the meme is the highlight of my week. I do take this very seriously as I build this content for your viewing pleasure. Let's see you talk about what's good to watch, Robinson.
Well, considering I've been on the road this week, I don't know, but I can't wait to see what's in my DVR. I do have a couple things that I watched before I left, so but I haven't seen some of these, so that's why they're at the bottom right now. But working on number 5, I will invite you to watch is pay attention to the Housewives of Beverly Hills, because apparently Erica and Tom Jordina is getting a divorce. This is huge, y'all. I mean, this is AKA Erica Jane, and anybody that knows anything about Erica Jane, and this is that Eric Bakovich lawyer, her husband Tom, who is like 80-something years old, and then she's like 30-something, some numbers like that, right? But they're getting divorced after 20-something years, right? I know. I see. He always want to put Snowfall. I tried. I tried. Okay. We'll put Snowfall number 6. Number 5. Check out Snowfall. Check out Snowfall. Stop. Okay. The other thing is, one of the things that I love sometimes when you're on the road, you only have to go to one station to watch something. Anybody know what that station is? I'm curious. Put in the chat, when you are away from your home, what channel do you normally turn to? Or what tends to just pop up on the screen? Okay. I'll give you a couple seconds. Anyway, one of the things I love about being on the road, because oftentimes when you go watch TV, there's really nothing on TV. You don't really listen on TV, right? So, don't take forever. Child, listen. You don't take too long. How about that?
You didn't see that comment, did you?
I did see the comment, but I'm trying to pay attention.
Maybe if
you don't distract me.
You told us put in the chat what we watch.
This shit, Pornhub.com. I mean, yeah, you need internet for that though. I can't.
Oh yeah, go finish.
Anyway, number 4, check Paramount. Yes, CBS, USA. Anybody watch USA? Isn't it called USA?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They was running a marathon of Law and Order, so SUV. So I said, check that out. Right, Equalizer. Yeah, that wasn't that great, Pastor. It kind of got a little cray-cray on that. I will say, check out Netflix LA Finest. This is a season 2 just popped up this week. So go ahead and watch it. Season 1 was amazing. It is the spinoff from Bad Boys. And I feel like it's like the new Cagney and Lacey, but a little more punch. This is with Gabrielle Union and Jessica Alba. So go check that out. Number 2 is Ragnar, who is the new reimagining Thor in Norway. So that also season 2 just popped out this week. I started binging on that today. So in between my naps. So check that out. And then the last one, number 1, and I think this has been out for a while, but Chris kind of turned me on this before I left. It's called Coco. Anybody seen Coco? It is a cartoon. Disney, right? You saw it? Yeah. It's about the singer.
Watch. Yeah.
Oh my God, the movie was amazing. It's about a young man who was trying to sing. His family didn't like singing. It was phenomenal. So shout outs to I think it's called Pixel, and Disney. What's it called? Pixar and Disney for creating this amazing, and again, I think it came out, it's probably been out for a couple years, but it was amazing. So yes, John Upshaws, I've watched the first episode. And I have not gotten to. So yes, that might be really good. Wanda Sykes was hilarious, but there is also a new show with what's the little guy named? He's a single father. It just popped out on Netflix also. Kevin Hart, new joint. Check that out too. So there's a lot of shows. These are just the ones that I just offered that you go out and watch. It's not meaning that it's just my top 5. And I know I have weird sense of humor. So if it ain't action, if it ain't violence, if it don't have no crying moments, like you got crying moments, I'm not gonna like it. Then you go action and I am done. How about that?
Yes. I know we're gonna move
on. Coco, that was really good.
Coco is amazing. So it's one of the rotations for the little guys, and so you should.
But it's not for little people. I will offer.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, so the story behind it, right? I'm not gonna get into it. It's an amazing.
Love Victor.
Most animated things, I think adults attach to them more than the stuff goes over the little people's heads, right? It's just colorful for them. But it talks about reincarnation. It talks about spirits and
yes. It talks about. It also talks about culture.
Yes.
It talks about the culture and why they believe in the spirit.
Right.
Listen,
right. Like spirits being right there, coming with us, watching us.
Dancing, exactly. Yes. Why is it important to honor them? Why is it important to remember them?
Right.
Kind of the same things that we do with our ancestors, but they're on a whole nother level with their the Mexicans
and embracing it, right? And I think what for me and what my hope is that our little guys, yes, Melvin, Renee, it's on Disney Plus. What I want our guys to walk away with and to hold as they grow up is to embrace that culture, right? And not shy away because perhaps with Joy they will be exposed to that. But I grew up in a predominantly Christian household, and we didn't do that, right? We couldn't burn candles. We talked about Jesus and God being our ancestor. But we didn't. Libation was a foreign concept, right? So
okay. I was about to ask you to reframe that, but you cleared that up. So what I was going to say was the most important piece. I should say most important piece. One of the trivial pieces in that is the specific type of flower. That they lay out on the ground for the ancestors to make their way to their home. It was just so much in that story. If you have not seen it, I am going to check out Love Victor. I did see that, but I didn't watch it. But check out Coco. It is on Disney Plus, but I'm sure you can watch it on. I think you can probably watch it on one of the other streaming services as well, because it's been out for a while.
Yeah, so
Disney probably could kind of capture and took all their movies back. So who knows?
I don't know that it's on other.
Check it out on a Fire Stick. Definitely check it out on a Fire Stick.
So I'm excited. I'm excited about our guest tonight. I met this woman. I guess it's been about 2 weeks, and I got completely distracted when I was supposed to be preparing. My company donated laptops to one of the organizations that she's affiliated with that's doing some amazing work for our trans brothers and sisters. And her and I started talking, and I was able to donate some to her organization. So I want to thank Allegiance Group for allowing the opportunity to donate devices to our specifically LGBTQIA plus community. When I went to my leadership asking for permission to do this, they were like, absolutely. And then I had the honor to meet Mrs. Dedra Spears Johnson, who is a MS, who is a dynamic leader. She's nonprofit experience, community agent for change, grant writer, coach, committed to creating access to resources and empowering and improving the lives of people of color. Yes, Michelle's one of my coworkers. So with over 20 years of experience of healthcare among local and state departments, physicians, of disease control prevention, she's learned between policy and practice. her most notable, recent and most notable role is the co-founder and executive director of Hands to Heart. It's a grassroots organization based in the Maryland area. I want her to come on. She can talk more about herself, but it's just been such a, I'm sorry, I think I said hand to heart. I meant heart to hand. Thank you so much, Ashton, for clearing that up. Amazing woman of color, doing amazing work. And so without further ado, we're gonna bring on Dedra. There she is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Dedra.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here. You guys have good energy.
Thank you. We got Sean to wake up some. So hand to heart, and it's
Heart to hand.
Heart to hand, a heart that cares with a hand to help. Tell us about your organization.
So I just first want to say thank you to you, Carla, for being so intentional about the way that you sought us out. I feel like sometimes, as you know, the people that we're on the ground, we're so busy that we don't even have time to let people know the work that we're doing. And sometimes in large organizations are giving things away or they don't know about us. So they're looking for the names that are out there. And so I appreciate you for seeking us out. I appreciate you for donating quality computers to the organization.
Amen. Yeah.
And we'll put them to good use.
Wonderful. I'm glad that they will be helpful. And I'm glad that I got a chance to meet you and learn about heart to hand.
Absolutely. So heart to hand is definitely my heart work. I've been doing this work for over 30 years. I started with the Centers for Disease Control, working in communities of color, when particularly Black women were being infected and our families and communities were being affected by HIV, and access to services were limited and they were not of quality. And, just put it out there, they were not of quality. There was a lot of stigma. People felt ashamed. People were losing their families and they were being rejected. And I'm originally from Georgia. I've been here since '91. I'm a Southern girl, always. But here in Prince George's County, I was sent here by the Centers for Disease Control to do the same work, and thought I'd be here for a couple years, go back to Georgia, raise my family. The universe saw something different. Met my husband a week after I moved here. 25 years later, started an organization in our kitchen. My best friend and I started Heart to Hand in our kitchen. And we started it with only the idea and the desire to help. We didn't have any funding. We did have some contacts. So we had our background, our experience, our connections, our networks, but no money, no building, no anything. And so we started with just in our car, passing out literature related to HIV, STIs, prevention. And we found that although that was our primary objective, was to get people treated and tested, we found out that people needed food, basic things. They needed insurance, and they just needed someone to talk to. So we started as an outreach education program. Fast forward 25 years later, we've been able to build the program so that we can care for individuals, whether you're HIV positive or HIV negative, bring you along the health continuum. And so we look at a person in a holistic way. And so do the screening, we find out what your needs are related to there. We have an infectious disease doctor. Just in last year, we were able to purchase another medical practice in DC. So we have two locations, one in Prince George's County, where we were founded at, and one in Washington, DC. So we have a medical practice. We have case managers who are able to help you coordinate your care. And you know how the health systems is so confusing and complex. Sometimes you have services you don't even know how to use. We want to empower people to know that they can turn their insurance cards around and call, ask questions. Sometimes people are just even afraid to do those little things. We really are the heart that cares, and we use our hands, and we're in the community, and we want to help. We have psychosocial support services where we have support group and individual counseling, as well as harm reduction services where we're helping people to reduce substance use. And so all of these programs have been grown just over time based on what our clients' needs are. And our ability to identify funding and find partnerships to be able to continue to grow and support the community.
Wow. That's amazing.
That is amazing. Very impressive too. I appreciate you naming where you started from. I think it's very important that we all know that this is an entity. Heart to Hand hands is where people got involved and dug into the earth, dug into the ground, started from just the seed of the thought, right? And how it has blossomed and grown into this branch, this beautiful, strong hand that can bless and guide the people. So yeah, so shout outs to you and your team for the work that you do. I was reading on your website about it seems, and unless I looked at the wrong website, about getting people to know their greatest sexiness or sexiness. Is that the term?
Well, we really want to normalize talking about sex, and we want to normalize. We have a non-branded campaign that talks about sex in all things.
Right.
And so we don't just think about sex as the one act of having sex. You know, we want being confident is sexy. You know, we want people to own their own decisions in the bedroom and outside the bedroom. We know that if you're able to know what you want to be and find that path for yourself, you're more likely to make better choices. It's just about being responsible. You know, in our community, when you say sex or sexiness, people directly go to the act of having sex. There's so much more. We talk about culture. It's Juneteenth. We want people to stand up in their own value, to know who they are, to be able to say, no, I don't like that. Yes, I do like that. You know, and be able to say, yes, I have HIV. Now what? And because in our community now, people have been shamed into being, being ashamed. And so in being ashamed, people have died because they couldn't tell anybody that they were HIV positive. And they didn't go to the doctor because they're ashamed. So all of that is sexiness, sex in all things. It's just being you, being proud, being authentically you, and not being ashamed and not letting people take your power. And that happens a lot in our community.
Yeah, I thought it was a great way or a great campaign in terms of the work that you do surrounding STIs. Actually, can you explain what STIs are, just in case people out there do not know what they are?
So we talk about sexually transmitted diseases or sexually transmitted infection, an STD. You know, back in the day that she got the STD, or he got the STD. You know, an STD might be chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. The thing about STDs is that, like, say with gonorrhea, and the reason they're so deadly is because for a woman may not have symptoms of chlamydia or gonorrhea. And so now we're talking about you're having an infection that could potentially affect your reproductive health. And then you don't go to care because you don't have symptoms. And you can go for a long time. A man, for the most part, will have symptoms. Sometimes they won't, though. And so that's why it's so important for you to get screened by your physician and for you to be proactive, because we know that a lot of times you go to your doctor, but because you work at the bank or you work wherever you work, you come in with a suit or a nice dress on. They may not even test you for those things. And we call those missed opportunities. And that's why we really want to normalize HIV and STD testing in our community. And so that people will know that you want to ask, are you giving me a test for HIV? Are you giving me a test? And also don't be ashamed to say, will you? Yeah. Sometimes there's even just the idea that you want to be tested. The doctor, you're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of being, in our community, people might think, oh, she's dirty or she's fast or all those connotations that have nothing to do with you trying to be proactive and understand your body and know, what's going on in your body.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. What keeps you in the work?
People ask, how did you get into this work? Back in the day when I started right out of college, I worked for CDC, and I just remember there was something about this woman who, her baby, she was in our clinic, and the physician got stuck with the needle, but while vaccinating an infant baby. And so we had to test the baby, and the baby happened to be HIV positive. And so I had to tell this mom her baby was HIV positive, and then we had to test her, and of course she was positive because the baby was just born. And so something about me linking that woman to services just didn't sit well with me. The places were dingy, and I'm just going to be dingy, dark, not nice. And that's the one that sticks out. But just seeing our community not getting the resources, and I grew up in Georgia, and I think what keeps me in the work is that it could have been something else, but it happened to be HIV. But I think what keeps me in the work is that I saw my mother I'm from a small town, Coolidge, Georgia, and near Thomas County, near the Florida line. And I always saw my grandmother and my mother helping in the community. Didn't know what it was, leading me up to do. But I just know that we have to help ourselves. Yeah. Like, this work is so important because I see the change that I make in the community. And I also see the change that is needed to be made. And I see that the larger organizations, they're not getting down into our communities in a way that's going to end the epidemic. And I don't know if you guys are aware, there's a national campaign around ending the HIV epidemic. The federal government has a plan, and there are 48 cities and areas that they have to get a handle on HIV. And Prince George's County is one of them. Baltimore City is one of them. DC, the DMV area, we're all one of them, but they're across the country. But I know that if we don't, as a community, and I unapologetically say that I serve and work with Black community. I don't turn anybody away, but we intentionally create programs that are not specifically saying HIV, non-branded, that's holistic, that's family-oriented, so that we can bring people in. There's so many people that don't know their status. And the thing is that you don't have to die if you're HIV positive. All you need to do is get into treatment, go to the doctor, and you can live your life. Our oldest client, I think she's 80. I think she's had HIV for 30 years. And so, but she was there, and it's good because she was there when she was taking 30 pills and had to have the beeper or whatever to go off, and the people were, they were having the gray face and the thin hair. But then I do have the young people who they take one pill. They get diagnosed, they take one pill. But the thing that I really want to get across is that either way, if you're negative or positive, we can help you. But the other thing is, you don't have to become positive either. Like, you can help yourself by making better decisions. And not everybody's gonna, there are things that people are gonna want to do, but you can do those sexy things, but be safe. No one's telling you not to have fun. No one's telling you that you can't do the things that you want to do, but we want you to be informed and we want you to be safe. And so, again, if you're HIV positive, some of the things that the people in the Black community don't know, if you're HIV positive and you're virally suppressed, you will not transmit the HIV to your partner. The campaign is you equals you. And so that's why it's so important for us to identify everybody in our community that's positive, get them on medication. We can end this. Like, we can get rid of it. It could be gone. But because of the stigma, the shame, and all the things, people are not coming to get tested. So in Maryland, it's about 50-50 in terms of who is infected with HIV. The heterosexual community is about 47%. And then the gay and homosexual community is the other part. People are they think that, it's always the gay man, the LGBT community. It's 50-50 in Maryland. It's not the same way in most states. For me, it's trying to identify and let everybody know that we're all at risk. And Black women are most at risk because Black men don't go to the doctor. And I'm just going to say it because we know it's true.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So do you have any thoughts, or can you share some thoughts as to how COVID is here, the vaccine, the push to be vaccinated, the push to be tested, and then on the other side, and I know AIDS has been around for much longer, but do you have any thoughts or feelings about how COVID's landed, how as a country, as a nation, as a world, we're addressing this pandemic as in converse to how the AIDS pandemic was addressed?
That's a complex, loaded question.
Yeah, it is. It is. And
Yes, it is.
But I wanted to. So I don't know if you had like an elevator response.
I don't know what's gonna come out of this mouth. But I'm just gonna go with it. I will tell you, I'm fully vaccinated. I believe in vaccines. I do think that the vaccine came out relatively fast. You have to make an educated decision based on your current decision. And so for me, thinking about there are a couple things. People have an idea that HIV is a behavioral disease and it's based on something you did wrong, per se, even though that we all have sex. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things like, it could have happened to anybody, but, just because, you're HIV positive and now you're dirty and all these things, how the people say. And then COVID is sort of more of a public health issue. So there's less stigma. So that's, if you compare it that way, very, very different in terms of, they're not going to take all the people with COVID and put them in the corner like they did, tried to do with HIV positive because of the idea of who has it. In terms of the way it's been handled, we saw some of the same structural issues, access issues with HIV as we are seeing it with COVID, and mistrust within the system, which caused it to continue, to fester in our communities more. So just like with access, where are we going to get tested? And also just explaining what it is. And, we have conspiracy theories, just like with HIV. There was conspiracy theories about how HIV came about, the government. And I don't know where to say, with biology, things could come up. And living in the world that we live in, I just know that with COVID and HIV, if you get it, you get sick and you potentially die. Like, I'm very simple, right? And so if there's something that potentially can help you in that moment, then I'm willing to try to go that route.
Yeah.
So that's my philosophy. There's so many stories and things that are going around that you can't really I listen and I hear, and because I'm a public health person, I do talk to a lot of people that have different ideas and about how they feel about it. I just let them know the facts that as I know them. I don't try to tell them what they're saying is incorrect because, maybe it is correct. I don't know, but I can only say that for my HIV positive patients, for patients that I work with that didn't do this, they passed away.
Okay.
So, and so for folks with COVID, there's still a lot that we don't know about COVID too. Like we're still early on in COVID. There's so much we don't know, but I just know that I want to try to get out into the community, and I want to go to Georgia. I went to Georgia to see my mom. I need to try to protect the patients that I serve. And the only thing we have right now is the vaccine. I do have concerns about now what happens in the fall with the flu and the pneumonia and the COVID variants. I don't know. It's a complex question.
Well,
I will say that I have some friends. The COVID situation has triggered some emotions and some trauma from those that were living with HIV and AIDS or have family members who have passed away. That process looks similar in terms of not being able to see, the way that they discarded the bodies. All of those things were all kind of like, I think that the government did the same exact thing. Like I looked at New York when they were, how they sectioned off and how they had trucks and how they loaded things. And it just stirred up a lot of stuff from that time back in the 80s and early 90s or early 80s. So one of the things that you said about HIV was to, and I don't know if you want to share more about it in terms of getting it identified so that we can end it. So when you say end it, you mean as in for it to continue on? Is that what you were?
Well, I said not have any more no more cases. No more new cases.
Gotcha.
No more new cases. So the ending the epidemic strategy is that everybody gets tested, normalized testing, so that everybody knows their status. And so that if you're positive, we can get you into treatment and get your viral load suppressed, which means that the antibodies in your body is so low. So I don't want people to think that I'm saying that you no longer have the disease. Right. That your antibodies are very low, and you will not transmit disease to others. And your immune system is your CD4 or your immune system is pretty much working like you don't have HIV, but you still have it in your body. but it is being managed in a way that you won't transmit it to others. And also to get individuals who are HIV negative on PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis. So PrEP is, we have so many biomedical tools and behavioral tools that if we can educate everyone and everyone sort of do their part, almost like you're saying, like with COVID, do your part. You know what I mean? And if you are partaking in higher risk or activities, and you want to protect yourself, put another layer, you take a pill every day. And it is a pill, one of the pills that's used for HIV treatment. And you take it as an HIV negative person. And if you have sex with someone who is HIV positive, it reduces your chances of becoming HIV positive. And
so it just reduces, it doesn't necessarily, it's not 100%.
Well, if so, in the studies, they did not see any cases, but you know, I'm a little bit apprehensive about saying it won't 100%. But if you have a person on PrEP, you have an HIV positive person that is virally suppressed, I believe they will not get infected because you have those two things working together.
Right.
That's fair.
That's another question. Another question. So if the person is on PrEP and then the HIV person is not on any medication, then will the PrEP still be a barrier? Will that be a protector?
It definitely will be a significant barrier for the individual that's HIV negative.
Good.
But the idea, like you're saying, everybody needs to know their status. And I do believe, you know, we put a lot of pressure on the HIV community to reduce HIV cases. But I think as a community, we need to take some of that responsibility and have personal responsibility.
That's
you know,
right. Absolutely.
But for the HIV positive people, they are so afraid of giving people HIV that a lot of them don't even have sex. You know, some of them, you know, we know have people that are having sex and, you know, they feel like they want to give it to people. But what I'm saying to you is that as an individual person, my stance for HIV is I'm HIV neutral, which means I would treat everybody the same. So I would make a decision based on how I care for myself personally. And we try to teach everybody that irrespective of their HIV positive status, because you don't know what the other person is doing. So if you, it's almost like using universal precautions no matter what.
I like that. I actually like the campaign too, because I think that if your confidence is built up in you, to reduce or to counter the shame that has been put upon you, it will help you make some different decisions.
Absolutely.
So shout out to you. All right. I love that.
So
I got that right. Did I get that right, Johnson? Did I get that right?
Heart to hand. We got it right. So how can people get involved with Heart to Hand?
So we're just starting to get back into the office, so it's a little different right now. But I would ask that everybody, we have a lot of social media things going on, Sexual Health and Everything, Heart to Hand Inc. On Facebook and Twitter, and just follow us. And when we have events on those platforms, please chime in. If you know young people, another thing is we say young people, we're all at risk. It doesn't even matter your age. You know, I've told people that they're at 19 that they're HIV positive, but I also told people that at 55 and 60, you know, because they're new, you know, the older population they're active. So, you know, there's no we have the highest group level for us is around 40 for the people that we serve. 40 to 45. We have a range.
In terms of new cases?
In terms of cases in general.
Oh, okay.
Cases in general. It's the younger people that are being infected. It is the MSM that are being infected at a higher rate. But the overall population, again, like I said, is about 50. And I think what happens is Black people are, because of the cases of HIV in certain zip codes, so you're dealing with people in those areas. So you're more likely to become HIV infected.
Right, yeah.
For Black women is that Black women want to be with Black men, or, you know, they want to be with another Black person. So they're going to take those risks, you know, to be with those people. And so that's why it's important for all of us to get tested. And some of us get tested more than others. And some of us, and even with the Black men, a lot of Black men think that they're not at risk. They, you know, not even, I keep saying Black men because it's just in my head. For some reason, I'm thinking this is a good opportunity. But for some, they don't think that they're at risk. They still think, a lot of Black women and Black men, they think it's a LGBT thing. If they're heterosexual Black person.
So you're making reference to a heterosexual.
Well, heterosexual.
Got you.
Yeah.
Huh.
So and that's the campaign, the Sexual Health and Everything. And the reason I'm saying that the Sexual Health and Everything campaign is focused on the heterosexual population, because there's so many campaigns we've done for the LGBT community. It's for everybody, but this particular campaign, we focus on the heterosexual community because there's not enough information out there for that particular population.
Interesting. Yeah. So kick off your summer the right way on June 26th. I Know My Status is an event. Looks like you all are partnering with another organization at 9701 Apollo Drive, Largo, Maryland, where you'll have you have lunch, music, free HIV testing, and raffle giveaways. So there'll be a mobile unit, a Heart to Hand Inc. mobile unit in the parking lot to do HIV testing. So June 26th, folks, mark your calendars from 12 to 4 p.m. in Largo, Maryland. Go and check them out, get your free HIV testing, hear some good music, and have lunch and try to win something from the raffle.
That's our office location. We haven't opened up to take walk-ins, but definitely we're doing a campaign where we will actually mail you the HIV test to your home. So connect with us on our Facebook, on our IG. Our navigators will get back in touch with you and give you all the details, because we really want people to get tested. And that was one of the things that came out of COVID, is that, people can't come out. So we're trying to promote, get in touch with us. We'll mail you the test kit. We'll put instructions in there for you. We'll call you. We'll walk you through the testing process and everything at home.
Wonderful. And so how can, if you don't mind just sharing, how can people donate to Heart to Hand? Are there ways in which people can continue to support your organization?
So Heart to Hand is located at 9701 Apollo Drive. Our website is www.hearttohandinc.org. We do have a donate button on there on the site. Check us out there, and then just follow us on our social media platform. We're putting things out all the time. We're easing into this new normal. The summer's coming. We do a lot of testing events. We do a lot of outreach events. If you know your family, the way you can support the cause, if you know anybody that that don't know their status, get them tested.
Yeah.
Get them to send us a message. So it's about supporting the organizations. But what we found in our outreach strategy is that if someone in your circle asks you to get tested, you're more likely than if I do. So, so just be your brother's keeper around you. And get the people around you tested, give them the information. And that will help us out a lot.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you so much, Dedra, for coming on and sharing your amazing work with us. Heart to Hand is doing some amazing things, and it's changing the game. So keep doing it. We will continue to pray and bless you all as you continue to go out there and help our people and to guide and to make change. So I'm going to I do have a quick question. I know Johnson and I'm probably going to say why is he? I'm interested to know, I heard you say the title Navigator. So obviously that's, that's a title for someone. How did you come up with that title? And are there other titles that you have that aren't your traditional case manager and things like that?
So I think over the years, the navigator is your outreach worker. It's think about back in the day, it's your outreach worker, it's your community health worker. Yeah. And I think we just wanted people to know what they do. So they can navigate you through the maze of our healthcare system, and you're not alone. You have someone.
I love it. Love it. Yeah. Love it. Very innovative. I'm gonna use it just so I'm about to steal that.
Dedra, thank you so much. We are better awesome. Because of you. I meant everything that I said, and I knew I had a lot to say that day in my warehouse, but any way that we can support, we will. I appreciate all the work that you're doing. I think it's admirable and amazing. Let's collaborate about how Heart to Hand moves up 95.
We're open
and
to it for sure. We're
right,
definitely open to it.
absolutely. So any final words? So give you a couple minutes for final words. We're going to close the show. Hang out in the back end if you have a couple minutes. We'll definitely like to thank you again privately. Any final words before we wrap our show?
No, I'm always excited to meet new people in just different venues in order to reach people that we may not be able to reach. And I feel like this platform will definitely allow us to reach out there to people that maybe they don't call the phone, but they're within your circle. So no, I'm excited. I hope to continue this partnership. I appreciate the work that you guys are doing too. So anything that we can do, we've been in Baltimore doing screening before. It's been a couple of years, but call us up. We'll be up there to do what we can do.
Well, maybe I'll call you in Huntsville, Alabama. You come on down here.
I probably can find somebody for you.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. We're gonna greet you in the back end in just a couple minutes. We'll wrap up the show. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Absolutely.
That was great, Johnson.
It was.
It was a reminder that sometimes again it's just amazing how the entities like Heart to Hand is still prevalent. Like we still need them. It's still needed. Cases are still new, and so these and I appreciate the thought that goes into being innovative, making the difference, trying to be different than what the others were, so that as our young people are coming out or coming up or dealing with, it'll be something that they can resonate with. And so I love it.
Absolutely. And I love the removing the shame and the guilt. And
we had a conversation about that before on one of our other shows about how that plays a part in our behavior.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's definitely something to dig deeper in. So
there. I love. We didn't get a chance to talk about this, but part of their vision statement is the basic value of giving a touch of love to those in need, right? So something very simple, right? And I've had the experience of being there when someone found out their status and having to offer that support. And so, again, just super grateful. I appreciate it.
And I know how it is to go and be scared to get the result. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I know how that is. And so multiple times, just name it.
So I think it's a beautiful thing. And I look forward to how the partnership can grow and for with us in this organization, and just it was amazing.
It was.
So again, it was really good to see your face and see those gray hairs in person yesterday. I miss you.
I miss you too. It was really good seeing you, and it's really good to touch glasses with you with some good whiskey, even though she was drinking like this. No, but it was good to see you and Angela. I know Angela I made Angela and Carla pay for everything yesterday. I didn't pay a dime. I was so excited about that.
So, okay, it's been great. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend, everybody. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, everyone. And celebrate your freedom for tomorrow. Independence.
That's it.
Ciao.
Yes. So, thank you all very much for joining us tonight.
Johnson, kiss the baby squad.
So, yes, it's our show.
I love you too. And we're going to get to do this again next week.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Shout it up. Subscribe to our Facebook. Get on subscribe. Here it is.
Right there.
Go to UFC Baltimore.
Catch the fist.